This is steel mesh. And actually, I should put my gloves on. I've cut myself enough times on this stuff. It is quite dangerous in the sense of cutting hands. Any gloves will do. I like these kind. I can still use my hands well. These are actually dirt biking gloves. I used to motocross back in my day, and I still use these kind of gloves, and they work well. So with this is one of your thinner subfloors, and it's definitely one of the cheapest. So all you do is you take steel mesh, cut it out to the size of the room, and put it down with roofing nails. So you take your hammer and just put in, so obviously you put it all the way down until it's flat. Now with this, make sure you do a lot, like every 4 inches everywhere. So you have grid of 4 inches and just plaster this thing with nails. If you don't have it, this does have some bounce to it, and it always does just because it's metal. Make sure you have that good and tight on the floor, because if not, once again, you'll be at that, you'll have high spots and low spots, and then when you go to try and put your tile down, it'll be a huge pain. Like I was saying, it's one of the cheapest. It isn't necessarily one of the easiest because of all the work you have to do to nail this down. And after you do that, you have to mix and pour what's called a scratch coat mortar. And we talked about this, but here's now where you end up using it. So this stuff is basically just sand and mortar. That's it. It's really cheap. It's like $5 a bag. So you mix it, so it's really soupy. Pour it down, and it just basically levels itself. You only have to do a bit of pushing around in corners and that kind of thing. This is great for if your floor is very dippy, divey, that kind of thing. It pretty much levels the floor for you. So some spots will have more mortar than others, and in the end you'll have a flat floor, which is great. So that's one of the things this is used for. So to cut the steel mesh, there's 2 ways to do it. Either take a pair of tin snips. These are a larger pair, but you can take the smaller, usually yellow handle, green handle, those kind of ones. And all you need to do is just pick it up and cut. So not difficult at all. Quite an easy subfloor to shape to the size you want. The other method is to take an angle grinder. We talked about this before. Take a regular cutting disc. So this is a normal angle grinder disc. And obviously wear your safety equipment and just cut right through it. And it just cuts through like butter. Real easy, fast. I've seen guys use the diamond tip blade. Don't recommend it. It can cause problems of kick up and that kind of thing, but these guys they're pros, so I mean they do it all the time and it's not a big deal for them. And once you've poured the floor, you probably will need to use some sort of chisel, because you might have some high spots here and there, just little bumps, like maybe bubbles or that kind of thing. Just take a chisel. Your cold chisel is probably best, but you can use a regular one, and just hack off those ridges or anything like that, just to finish off the nice smooth space.